Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you my views and ask the question, is body positivity a force for good? This topic has become more mainstream in the last couple of years, and I want to give you my views on it. Now, on an instinctive level, you may think, of course it's a force for good. You wouldn't want to feel bad, would you? And you'd be correct. Yet there is a complexity about this that I think can easily be overlooked. Over the last 10 years, I've worked with a number of clients whose goal it is to lose weight. For a large part, they're doing this because they're not entirely happy with their body. They want to, in their eyes, improve it in some way. Fitter, leaner, the presence of abs, whatever. Over the last 5 years especially, the notion of body positivity has become very much into the forefront. Fat acceptance, body positivity, health at every size, the idea that you should love your body whatever your size, and the louder you express that love on social media, the better. I remember a few years ago watching a TED talk by Shen Lizra. She was describing how in Cuba there was a ban on Western advertising, meaning there is less social pressure to be a certain size. Lizra goes on to say that this is one of the reasons why you see confident women of all sizes in Cuba. I was reminded of this when watching a documentary on TV recently, where they had a group of overweight people living in the same house together. One of the contestants was a body positivity advocate who would go out of her way to show how open she was about loving her body. It was so forced that it reminded me of the types who drive around in expensive cars and designer clothing but are one bad month away from bankruptcy. This highlighted how we could class body positivity in 3 camps. The first one is the Cuban style, where the individual does not know any different. 2, the individual has learned to be body confident, but they don't acknowledge it in their day-to-day life. And 3, the body positivity activists who are so prominent on social media these days. In this video, I'll highlight the good parts of body positivity, which will identify with the first 2 camps. I'll then highlight the bad parts of body positivity, which will identify with the activists. So let's start with the good. Number 1. With anxiety and self-image so poor, it is great when anyone shows that they are confident in their body. In a recent UK government poll of over 7,000 people, 61% of adults said they were unhappy with their body, with 7 out of 10 in the last year feeling anxious and shameful about their appearance. Number 2. If you have body positivity and it provides you with a more empowering outlook about life that gives you the confidence to do good, to excel in your career, to develop strong relationships with people, then it has served its purpose, irrespective of weight. If lacking confidence in your body holds you back in relationships, potential jobs or promotions, that is one extra thing holding you back from fully engaging in the interaction. By having confidence in your body, it allows your focus to be external rather than internal, where feelings and self-talk can fuel self-doubt. By focusing externally, you can fully engage in the present experience. And number 3, true body positivity radiates. I remember having a meeting with someone once and the conversation just flowed, a rarity with people who have only just met, especially in the UK. When I reflected back on the interaction, I came to the conclusion that the conversation flowed so easily because the other person was so comfortable in their own skin, because there was no awkwardness. Confidence should be seen in your behaviours, not your statements, contrary to what Instagram may show. When you have body confidence, you don't have to highlight your body at all. Your confidence radiates in everything you do, from what you say to how you interact. If you have this, it is a force for good. So now we've talked about the good, let's move on to what I think is the bad. Firstly, some within body positivity have politicized the movement that seeks to promote body positivity. In one book, the following statement was embedded within its concluding statement. Food and body hang-ups are intentional and deliberate distractions, engineered by a capitalist, patriarchal society that thrives on insecurity, fabricated inadequacies, and keeping women from realizing their full power. Now, there is a legitimate argument to say that advertising within Western cultures promotes a certain kind of body shape, and this can create a pressure to be a certain size. However, pointing to this being part of a capitalist, patriarchal society has roots in Marxist feminist movements, where the overarching structure is, in society, you have an oppressor and the oppressed. Overweight, particularly women, are the oppressed, and the powerful in society, and it doesn't take much to deduce who they believe they are the oppressors who want to keep you oppressed. Now, you may take that view, and you watching this video, you're most likely to be in a country where free speech is allowed. However, let me take it from a perspective of outcome. Let's say you have two outcomes that could be connected or mutually exclusive: to lose weight and to be body positive. Now, both in observations and from working with clients and in research in relation to the mindset of goal achievement, a big determinant of success is the individual being at cause rather than at effect. Meaning simply focus on responsibility when it comes to how your outcome is going to be achieved. You are more likely to achieve your outcome if you are asking, what can I do next, than if you are asking, what needs to change in society before I can be how I want to be. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's more likely to be achieved. Now, a good test of where you sit with this will be how you respond to what I've just said. If you said, well, what could I do to improve my body positivity? That tells you one thing. If you said, well, it's alright for you to sit there saying that you are a cisgendered, thin privileged, healthiest, white male who's embedded in the patriarchy, I would say, yeah, if your frame of reference is of a body positivity activist, you are right. But I'm interested in what works rather than attempting to make health political. Another bad is negating the health issues to amplify the feeling that comes with body positivity. Let's say you're 25 stone or 158 kilos, and the epitome of what body positivity entails. Generally happy in one's skin, low stress levels, high self-confidence. Whilst these qualities have shown to improve health markers associated with obesity, are you willing to bank on them improving them sufficiently enough to offset the health risks associated with being very overweight or obese, to the extent that you are now less likely to get the conditions related to being very overweight, like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, joint issues? I'm not here to tell you of the health risks associated with being overweight. It gets emphasized repeatedly. What I am saying is how body positivity is portrayed in the social media is commonly portrayed as, I'm body positive, I'm happy, and the health risks long term of being heavily overweight are overplayed. What's important is the here and now, and I'm loving life. Like I said, if you are comfortable in your own skin, that's fantastic. Yet the long-term health risks of being overweight are still present. Going back to the Cuban example from earlier in the video, Shen Lizra celebrated how women of all sizes were confident, and that really should be celebrated. It's a great thing. Yet this doesn't discount that over 60% of adults in Cuba are overweight or obese, and the common health related conditions like hypertension, heart disease and diabetes are still prevalent. So to conclude, being comfortable in your own skin brings with it an aura of confidence that many people are drawn to when in the presence of it. The ability to not take yourself seriously, being lighthearted, not needing the attention to be on you, whilst not being easily offended, is one where when people see it are somewhat envious of, because it's such a rarity in this modern age. Yet, in the same way as if you are body positive but you are a dangerous driver, the risks of being a dangerous driver are not negated by being body positive. The risks of being overweight are over a long period are not negated by the value that comes with being body positive. My personal approach when working with clients is to work with being more comfortable in their own skin whilst encouraging health-seeking behaviours which over time can lead to a leaner body. It's not easy and can take time, but I have found it to be the surest approach to being physically and mentally confident while improving your health markers. So that's it for today. I'd love to hear your comments on body positivity, whether you agree with me or not. And be sure to subscribe to this Fit by Health channel for more valuable content to help you live a healthier life as a busy professional.